So I'm very pleased to say I've been joined at TU-Automotive Detroit 2015 by Scott Frank, VP of Marketing at Airbiquity. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing fine, thanks, Gareth.
Excellent. So in your speech earlier, you were talking about the big strategic decisions that OEMs are currently needing to make about connectivity. So when we're talking about those strategic decisions, what is the biggest one you think OEMs need to make right now?
Yeah, well, you know, actually the context for it was more about what are the strategic decisions around the program, right? Like around the connected car program.
Yeah.
So, you know, one big area there is what are you trying to get done, right? Like what's the strategy? What kind of features do you need? How does that relate to end user wants and needs, right? Second big decision area is in the technology. What kind of technology are you going to use? And more importantly, are you going to play it safe or are you going to try to innovate, right? Those that are looking to innovate are looking for a differentiator.
Yeah.
That's key. And then the third, I'm sorry, I talk so much. The third one is about partnerships.
Yeah.
Who are you going to use to get stuff done? Because we know it takes an ecosystem.
Yeah.
That's not changing. It's even getting more complex going forward. And where does that lead you with short and long-term decisions?
I like there what you were talking about, playing it safe or being innovative and finding that key differentiator. So what is that key differentiator if you are going to be that innovative OEM right now?
Well, it's basically wanting to have a desire to bring features and services to the users, you know, of your vehicles that isn't available in the market from anybody else.
Yeah.
So, for example, if we use infotainment delivery, right? I mean, you know, now we have we're on the cusp of having a lot of Google and Apple CarPlay and Google Android Auto deployments. Quite frankly, that's non-differentiating technology from an end user perspective because it's the same content for everybody, regardless of vehicle, basically.
Yeah.
The precursor to that, though, was custom integrated infotainment solutions, similar to what Airbiquity did for the Nissan Connect with mobile apps solution, which was ahead of Android Auto and CarPlay, and brought those feature sets integrated into the car, policy management control. Integration into the vehicle systems and navigation systems for driver distraction mitigation. I mean, that was innovative, and here we are where Nissan has that out in the market right now in over 20 models and 51 countries. And when you think about it, in automotive it takes years to get these things planned and done. 3 years ago, that was Nissan saying, hey, we want to innovate. We want to go do infotainment and we want to go do it big. And we're going to work with Airbiquity to get that done. So I think it's good to get.
So you mentioned the Google and Apple thing there. Last year it was the talk of the town. CarPlay, Android Auto was coming in. A year later, there isn't as much action or results as maybe what was predicted a year ago. Do you think that those guys maybe underestimated the task of what it takes to actually get in the automotive arena?
I would find it hard to believe that they accurately estimated. A lot of smart people there. But I would expect, having seen this from the inside myself, from Airbiquity as a TSP, it's very nitty-gritty engineering, software engineering, hardware engineering, integration work, and we have done deployments, multiple head units simultaneously, multiple vehicles. Wow, I mean, just think about it now from a Google or Apple perspective, taking on 20 global OEMs. God knows how many head units from how many manufacturers. Now, given they have hundreds of software developers they can throw against it and engineers, but that's a pretty heady mix. And as you know, automotive at the end of the day always wants some tweaking and extra integration. So I would expect that there's a lot of learning going on there, probably related to some delays of delivery, but they'll get through that. And then I think there's going to be assessments on their side about, holy cow, is this like a good thing for us? Do we keep doing this, build on it and go forward? Or wow, we got it down and this is going to work for us and the OEMs.
Because there's more to it than just the head unit or the differentiator there. It's about data, it's about privacy, it's about ownership. It's a big, coming back to the strategic decision thing you're talking about with OEMs, choosing to partner with Google or Apple is a pretty big strategic decision which has a lot of repercussions, surely.
Well, kind of that partnership decision has really been around in infotainment delivery, which is one use case in connected car. There's multiple other use cases, right? Safety and security, electric vehicle, fleet, emerging use cases like intelligent vehicle, which is using onboard and offboard data sets and kind of above any one app or content aggregation and driving output to a driver that can help them make decisions about driving more efficiently or going a different way. That's actually where things are going. I mean, I think that those use cases are going to be very, very centered on the act of driving a vehicle and the ownership of the vehicle, whereas infotainment is good, but it's really going to look pretty simplistic relative to where this is going. Now that, I believe, is where Google and Apple would like to extend their service delivery, but I think that eventually there's going to be an increasing wall there, because that's where every individual OEM can truly differentiate their brand in their native systems. And I really think increasingly we're going to make those decisions about, we'll do that there, we're going to do this here. That's my prediction.
Sure, and again, coming back to what you're talking about with the partnerships, how has that changed over the past year, and how is the ecosystem maybe evolving in its relationship to cross-industry partnerships and collaboration?
Pretty fascinating. Based on a couple of years in this industry, there has definitely been an expansion of the ecosystem. So there's net new players, right? There's content service providers that are all kind of coming into the mix outside of the traditional tier 1 head unit suppliers. Right now you have mobile network operators. You've got different types of service delivery capabilities. So there's more things to aggregate and integrate. More contracts, more things to kind of synchronize across the vehicle platform into a solution that actually delivers value with simplicity and usability. And we had some discussions today about how just adding features is not the answer. We need to, especially with the wave of big data coming, there's going to be more data than ever, so the ability to aggregate it and present it to end users, people like you and me in our private life, in our telematics life, can actually consume it and use it.
So congratulations, I should say. You won TSP of the Year last night at the TU-Automotive Awards, so congratulations first up.
Thank you very much.
And I think it relates nicely to what you were just saying there. There's a lot of new things coming in, a lot more data to deal with, make useful. So to kind of continue being an excellent TSP, how is your role going to evolve? And are you going to be doing a lot of that stuff in-house, or are you going to be finding even more ecosystem partners in which to work with to continue to provide that service that you need to, that reacts to all these huge amounts of data that we're currently collecting?
Well, you're making a really good point. I mean, so we just talked about kind of strategic decisions OEMs need to make, right? Well, there's strategic decisions that TSPs need to make about our solution delivery for our customers. And like OEMs, there's an opportunity to leverage an expanding ecosystem. We're faced with a decision about, are we going to build in-house analytic capability, not just data collection, we already have that, right? But actually the ability to do the analytics on these ever-increasing multi-channel data sets. That's a big decision, right? Are we going to make that investment, or are we going to partner with companies that are already doing that, either traditional or net new companies that are maybe moving faster, using new technology to bring that solution to our customers? We're evaluating both.
Okay.
And the other angle, I think, is on the UX, UI. So user interfaces, user experiences, how that relates itself to HMI, not only on the center in the center stack, but integration across and into instrument cluster heads up. All of that is part of the solution. And are we going to invest and build that core competency, or are we going to turn to people that are currently moving in that space? All those decisions are being evaluated.
So there's no one way yet.
Didn't give you the answer.
A politician's answer there.
Didn't give you the answer. But all under consideration, and business implications for us, similar to business implications for OEMs. But the one thing I can tell you is, we're committed to continuing to be at the top tier of TSPs that is innovating in this marketplace. When we started that innovation, years ago with pioneering data over voice technology capability, and continued it with the commitment to the cloud model and the Choreo platform. We pulled that through with the infotainment delivery solution, and the next phase is going to be intelligent vehicle, and making that driving-centric, data-driven behavior and user experience a reality for our customers. That's where it's going next, and we're always going to be in that top right box of innovation and differentiation for our customers.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Gareth.